Hello, my name is Podkane, and this is a love reading called You and I for Venus and Cancer. If you are a Cancer sun and you're here, you maybe don't know your Venus sign, I invite you to check the link in the description below along with the instructions to get your full natal chart, get all of your planetary placements, and then come back to this reading or whichever one applies once you know what your Venus sign is. So having said that, I'm going to be using 3 different decks today. First, we're going to do a vibe check with the What's the Vibe deck. Then we're going to do a 15 card tarot spread that I designed with the Mystic Mondays tarot. And then we're going to get some advice for you with the Success deck. So let's do it. Let's get started. This is definitely a reading for people that are in a relationship. It could be for exes as well, but it was definitely designed for relationships with a specific person. I have a specific person that's been on your mind or, really pivotal in your life, very important to you. This is that reading. Hopefully it is useful to you. So we got 2 cards for you here. We have Tension and Epiphany. So Tension says stressed out, migraines, and worry. And Epiphany says self-reflection, answered questions, and untapped talents. I think that's a great start. I mean, Tension obviously is sucky, but that's where all knowledge comes from, is the gateway of suffering and stress. We wouldn't ever change if we didn't have tough things to go through in life. Because everything would just be peaceful and chill, and we would never recognize the need for change or recognize the need to solve a problem in our lives. So those types of things absolutely go hand in hand. Those 2 cards, frankly, couldn't be more perfect for each other. So looks like you might be on the verge of a breakthrough with your person in your relationship. So we'll see more about why and how that is. And so far in doing this reading, I've really enjoyed it. Kind of hits on all the questions that I always want to answer when I'm doing relationship readings. So let me know what you think. If it was useful to you, if it clicked, made sense. And the issue. What's the issue between you two? Issue. It's not wanting to come out. Okay. It's something that's not really being talked about, not acknowledged quite yet. Queen of Pentacles reversed. Okay. All right, let's get the rest of these cards. What does Cancer Venus want from their person? What do they want from the relationship? Truth. Just tell me the truth. And what does their person want from Cancer Venus? What do they want from the relationship? Options. This is fun. Just like saying it out loud as I go. It's hidden. Okay. What is Cancer Venus afraid of in the relationship? Yeah, okay. And what is their person afraid of in their relationship? Okay. What's next? How does Cancer Venus see their person? How does Cancer Venus see their person? Defensive. And how does their person see Cancer Venus? How does their person see Cancer Venus? A couple different things here. We'll get into that. I haven't even asked anything yet. What's next? How can Cancer Venus support their person? How can Cancer Venus support their person? Not the whole deck, please. And how can they ask for support from their person? What should they ask from their person to support them better? Oh, they need some help. Okay. And what is Cancer Venus learning about relationships? What is Cancer Venus learning about relationships? Wait and see. What is their person learning about relationships? Ooh, don't be an asshole. And what is Cancer Venus releasing right now? What is Cancer Venus releasing right now? Being a know-it-all. And what is their person releasing right now? Okay. Okay. So we start out with, first of all, this, if you didn't notice while I was getting the cards, this is all of your things going on. This is all of their things. This is you and this is them. And this is the situation, the issue at hand. So first for you, we have the Seven of Wands upright. You're in a strong position, but you feel like you're having to fight off a lot of things coming against you right now. You definitely have the strength to do it. But you do kind of feel like the world is against you, or at least your partner might be against you. Not really the greatest place to be, I understand, but at the end of the day, you are strong enough to make it through this. And your person and where they're at right now is they're kind of feeling like disillusioned about what they thought that they wanted. Feeling like they didn't get their wish, they didn't get their dream. Maybe their dream isn't obtainable, or maybe the thing that they thought that they wanted turned out to not be anything that they want at all. And there's definitely like a disillusionment and disappointment. And just feeling like they're separated from what they've been hoping for and what they've been dreaming for. And then the issue at hand is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So this is about being. This is a person's card. So it's either you as a person, them as a person, a relationship, or it just matters to do with it. Okay, you take it how it resonates. Queen of Pentacles as a person reversed is someone who is needy, controlling, poverty mindset. They are not generous at all with what resources that they have. There's a lack of abundance. There's a lack of, financial abundance is what I mean by that. It's just a feeling of lack in general, especially when it pertains to money and material matters and security. This would be a woman who spends her money on things that are for show, jealousy, like, oh, Susan just got a new car. Her husband bought her a new car, and why don't you buy me a new car kind of vibe. Just like petty, and it's all of these different things, right? I'm not necessarily saying you or your person is like this, but it's like the issue is a poverty mindset. The issue is being in a state of feeling like you don't have enough, and that's what's causing a lot of friction between you two right now. So next we have what you want. What do you want from them? You just want the truth. Like I said, when that card came out, that card is clear as day. And you want a decision. You want something to be definitive, like mean what you say. Just say what you mean. Like, can we just lay it out on the table? And that way we know how to move from here. You're wanting honesty, but it's not as though there's a lie. It's more just like, be honest with yourself and be honest with me about what you actually want, what you actually feel. Maybe they're not trying to let you know that they're dissatisfied with the situation emotionally, that they feel like they wish for something better for themselves, and maybe they're not really telling it like it is right now. Maybe they're trying to hide something from you because they're ashamed of it, or who knows. Like, maybe we'll get some more information on that. But really, even if they're not doing any of those things, your needs are very simple and straightforward. You just want honesty and truth and to be upfront and direct. You want them to be direct with you. And here, as to what they want, is a card that almost couldn't be more opposite, with the Seven of Cups. And in the imagery of this card, I don't know if you guys can see it all that well, but there's a bunch of different options there in all these different cups. Oh, I could, I could go for love, or maybe I want to get into drugs, or maybe I want to learn more about myself, or maybe I just want to have a beautiful lifestyle. Maybe I want to go into spirituality and all of that. Or, I mean, there's a million different things that are out there on the table, right? And your person is wanting options. They want to have the freedom to make new choices. They want a choice. And the dichotomy between these two is that you're saying just make it a freaking decision, or it's not necessarily a decision card, but it's like, just tell me. And they're like, I don't know. And I want you to know that I don't know. And I want you to be okay with that I don't know. I want you to be okay with exploring different choices, or respecting that I can't really see like that. Like, I don't feel like your person knows what their truth is or what they want right now. They're disillusioned. There's nothing more to say on that. What are your fears in this situation with the Hangman reverse? This is a fear of not gaining a new perspective. And what that means is that you're afraid that nothing might ever change with your person. The epiphany. You're afraid that they'll never get it, or maybe that you'll never understand them. Likewise, there could be a fear of, if it's relevant to you, of going out and being in public. Little agoraphobia there. There could be a fear of being seen and in the spotlight. There could be a fear of being overly indulgent in party life or party culture. This is also ultimately a selfish card when it's reversed. And maybe you're kind of looking at yourself like, am I asking too much? Am I being too demanding? Should I give more? How can I give more? Should I try to see a new perspective from my person? Am I doing enough? And what their fear is, it's a Pentacles card. It's a money card. 4 Pentacles reversed. Their fear is not being able to hold on to anything. So your person is dealing with a lack in security. And lacking security is so much more complex than all of us think. Like you just think like, oh man, if I just had the good job on lock, the money in the bank, a 401k and this and that, like I'd be chilling. I would be so secure. Like it all has, of course those things matter. I don't mean to say that, but like someone with nothing can be secure though. Like have a feeling of security. They're not directly connected the way that we think. Feelings of security is the feeling of having something to hold on to, whether that's a person or self-love or a roof over the head, creature comforts, whatever those may be that are important to the individual. But right now they are actually very afraid of not being able to hold on to what little they feel they have. And when you have someone in this sort of mind frame, they do even more of this Queen of Pentacles reverse stuff where it's like, I'm not giving you a dime. Like, oh, it's, little Timmy's birthday and it's really important to you that we celebrate it and give, $20. Ain't no way. I'm already broke. And it's like, you can afford $20. Like, what the hell? But they are in such a state of like constant fear. Like this to me is like prerequisite to hoarding type mind frame where you experience some type of loss, and because of that now everything is seen as extraordinary in value and meaning, even to the point of detriment to the individual, because it all gives a sense of emotional security. And of course, your person needs to gain that from within, but that may come up later. I don't know. We're going to keep going. So how you see them. And we've got the 9 of Wands. So you see them as defensive, right? You see them as having been through some things. You definitely recognize that there's some kind of trauma that's led to feeling like I didn't get what I wanted, and the disillusionment with life of like everything was supposed to be roses. I was raised to be like, marriage and home and children and live happily ever after. And that's just not what life is right now. And I just want another option, another choice, or I don't even know what I want. And I'm just so terrified of losing it all. They've definitely been through something to create that circumstance. And you understand that. But you also see that because of that, they've put up these barriers that prevent y'all from communicating honestly. And this defensiveness, it's like anything that you could say maybe is like a walking on eggshells, like, oh, I just asked you a simple question, and now you go into this whole thing about how like we don't have enough money for that, or you need to work more, blaming and getting into a whole mess when that wasn't your intention at all. But they're in such a heightened state of awareness right now that they just react very quickly to anything that they might deem as a threat. And that is a coping mechanism that their brain has come up with to help them get through very tough times. But now it's kind of shooting themselves in the foot in your relationship, unfortunately, because it looks to me like you do just genuinely want to get to the bottom of the situation and find out what they need and what are they actually thinking. And how do they see you? So we have the 6 of Swords, 6 of Wands reversed, and the 4 of Swords reversed. Okay, interesting. So 6 of Swords, first off, is a card of moving on from troubled waters. So they are afraid of you leaving them. They're afraid of abandonment. That's on the table. Take it or leave it. I mean, I don't know for sure. This is just a tarot reading, but like I that's the card I would see for that for sure. They also feel like you may run from problems. 6 of Wands reversed. They feel like a couple different options here. Either A, you don't something that you do is embarrassing to them, or that you should be embarrassed. I mean, hopefully you know what the hell that refers to. Or that your supporters, people that support you in your life, people that follow you, anyone that looks at you in some kind of way where they could gain you a sense of pride, they feel like is unearned, unjustified. And finally, we have the 4 of Swords reversed. They feel like you are, you're restless in the situation. You're not stopping to think or take time away. These two cards are very similar. So it's interesting that they see you as doing the very thing that you fear. Now, you consider that before dismissing it or approving of it, but they're seeing you as not wanting to rest, to regroup. They see you as not willing to be alone, not willing to stay at home. I kind of see you as relentless. I didn't see that with a Cancer or anything. The ones I have known have been relentless about those certain things. Just tell me the truth. Like, leave me alone. Like, give it up. Like, who's going to win here? Who's more stubborn, right? That's what I've got for how they see you, though. And next we have, how can you support them? Okay, you need to take this situation seriously with the Fool reversed first off. Then we have the Moon and the Hermit reversed, all major arcana, by the way, so you could actually be of such a great help to them. So the fact that you're here is like you're concerned about the relationship. That's wonderful. The full reverse, take it seriously. Don't run into something new as well. If you're thinking about starting up a new venture, a new relationship, like, hey, do what you want. But if you want to assist them and help them, go ahead and stay the course with for a little bit longer at least. Not necessarily. The relationship seems obvious. It's like, okay, if you're going to stay together, then you're trying to help them. Whatever. If you were thinking of going off on a new venture, a new job, let's move to a new place, let's change up the scenery, let's do something new. I know cardinal signs are very into doing new things and starting stuff up. Your partner is asking that you do not do that at this time to be of support to them. The moon. They do not understand their subconscious. They need your help in figuring out what their motivations are. And we just talked about it, and I know that I was telling you earlier, I do feel like you certainly care, and you want to take a direct approach. This is an indirect path. They, for some reason, are a little timid about exploring their subconscious motivations. And to support them best, it could even go as far as saying, I think maybe we should go to counseling. Would you go to counseling with me? Would you consider therapy? I think it could help you because I can see that you're not doing well. Or it could be like, if you are together and you turn on a video about disillusionment and you're watching and you're just watching it. You're not saying, hey, this is you, or anything like that, but you just have it on. Like find gentle and unobtrusive ways to help your person explore their subconscious and explore those things that they cannot see right now because of their defensiveness and their coping mechanisms. That could be of an extraordinary help to them. It could also be insightful for you to understand them better. And this has the potential to have a huge impact for your relationship and for both of you individually if you choose to do these kinds of things. And then how can you ask them for support? So Two of Pentacles is about staying busy and juggling a lot, but it's also about a give and take financially and monetarily. And then the Knight of Swords is very helpful, like a jump into action, white knight, like I'm going to make it happen for you, problem solver. Ask them for help with managing money. Ask them for help with organizing your schedule or your life. They seem to be skilled in more analytical matters and not so much emotional like you are. But they are skilled in some analytical things. And because they care so deeply about finances right now, you can actually comfort some of their concerns by taking an interest in your financial well-being and your financial security. And you can do that by simply asking for their advice and their help in those matters. That's fucking cool, actually. I like that it said that because it makes sense. I wouldn't have thought that to say that or do that. So thanks to the tarot on that one, because that's a fucking great idea. What are you learning? Three of Wands, patience, wait for the ships to come in. This is a very let's get it done now card. Cancer is also that vibe a lot of the times. It's important to wait for the answers to come in, the messages to come in, the inspiration as well. Three of Wands, it's like you're at this point where you had an inspiration. And then you looked out and you were like, what can I do with this inspiration? And you started to make plans. At the Three of Wands, you're looking for that opportunity to put those plans into motion, or you're looking for the results to come back from that initial expression of whatever you were trying to do. So if this is the case, it's like, go ahead and do these things and then wait and see. And your the universe, whoever you're in touch with, they're asking you to wait for your results before starting something new. As I feel like Cancer is far more an energy that is far more comfortable with just like, nothing's happened yet. Okay, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do this new other thing. Like, they're so good at starting things up. Right now, you're learning something you're a little bit deficient in, which is to wait and see. Just wait and see. Give it time. What are they learning with the King of Wands reversed? They are learning how the feelings of lack create an individual that it becomes a tyrant, because they feel like they are not in control of their life. They don't have their emotional fulfillment. They don't have their financial fulfillment. And therefore, they need to control each and everything that they possibly can in order to somehow force that into their life. They don't understand that teamwork and compromise and giving then precludes receiving. You can't receive anything by fighting and pushing people out of the way and telling them what to do every second. People are going to be so freaking reluctant to give anything to you or work with you in any way when you're a controlling person. And they are learning right now how they create themselves into the monster. And that's so tough. I really feel for them. But I think they have you in their life to shed some light on how what's actually causing this. Why do you want to be in control of everything? Why do you want to dictate what's happening? Or why do you want to focus so heavily on what you don't have, or how jealous you are of what others do and all of this? Like, you have the opportunity to turn your perspective around at any moment. That has always remained in your power. And that is the best application and use of control. It's so funny, dude. Like, the people that seek control in exterior places are the ones that have totally abdicated it with their own thoughts and feelings. They're like, I'm not in control of how I feel. I'm just here to live it. And I'm not even trying to separate myself from it. Like, this is me. I'm pissed right now. That's me. Like, all of the control is within the self. Of course, there's a few exceptions to that. And if you feel your person is in that circumstance, then absolutely, like, invite them to seek professional help. But if we're talking about someone who you feel is capable of stepping outside of their experiences, and maybe if they had a little bit of here's a clue here and here's a clue here that maybe this is what is causing all of this. I do think your person would immediately jump to the very present and attainable opportunity to make a powerful change in their life, because now all of a sudden the power's back in their hands in a way that it's felt like for them like it hasn't been for a long time. Yes. Okay, so next we have, what are you releasing? Oh yeah, the Magician. Releasing competency. I said know it all, but I drew this card. This is also the self-starter, so it kind of goes back to that vibe. But it's releasing the idea that you have to do everything yourself. It's releasing the idea that you have everything that you need already and that no one else has anything to offer you. But it's also releasing the need to be able to be good at everything. There are some things that we are all weak in. They're different for each of us. Acknowledging your own weakness of like impatience and being demanding with like, figure it out now and tell me the truth, and like, or what's the tea? I need to know. And there's some things here that like, those are your issues. I have my issues. Maybe those aren't it, but I have my issues. You're probably great at them, right? Like, recognizing our weaknesses is an amazing way to celebrate our partner. Like, okay, follow me along with this one, right? So when you say, I'm not very good at managing my finances, or maybe I'm not as good as they are, I'm not very detail oriented, or I don't want to like juggle all these different things. I get all confused, and then I'm just like, fuck it, I don't even care. Like, we'll just fly by the seat of our pants, right? Like, acknowledging that you don't have everything it takes to be the perfect person opens up a space for you to appreciate what your partner brings to the table in ways that they do things better than you do. And when you place appreciation on your partner and you affirm them by saying, I want you in my life, for all kinds of personal things too, like you enjoy spending time with them, and you enjoy this and that together, or whatever. But like, you are so good at this thing, and I really appreciate how much you help me with that in my life. Your person wants to feel needed for sure right now. And you can't really need someone if you're over here saying, I'm good at fucking everything. Like, I don't need your help. I'm an independent, this and that. And that could be a coping mechanism of yours, is like, I've had to be independent. I had to raise myself, or I had to, get through a really tough time with no one to help me or support me. Like, I celebrate you too, but there's an opportunity here for you to not have to do that anymore. And it would add so much to your life. It'd add to your partner's life. It's kind of like the key to unlock there. That's your epiphany right there. Interesting. Okay. And last we have, what are they releasing? So they're experiencing depression right now. And the reason for that is because they don't feel like they're part of the in crowd. They have a perception that they were supposed to be, and this is part of like them struggling to do that, and because of that they're depressed. Like, I need to keep up with XYZ, or I need to be doing what this person's doing, or their perceptions of what things were supposed to be like, what the ultimate dream was, actually does not fucking work for them. And because of that, now they're depressed because they so desperately want it to work for them when they could just let it go, because there's something already waiting for them that they're already so good at, and they already have in their life, and everything else, like, it's already right there. But the key for them, the epiphany for them, is recognizing that what others want, what society wants, what society deems as successful or desirable, does not cut it for them. And that's by design, because your person has something they don't know yet. They do not know what it is yet, but they have something different to offer, a different path in life to go on, a different journey, and a new perspective to share with others. And if they can let go of the disappointment of not being satisfied by what they thought they should be, the disappointment of not fitting neatly into that paper box, then they can start to answer these questions. Then they can start to explore, because they're freed. They're freed from struggling and fighting with themselves over not being happy in a situation that was never good for them in the first place. And then they just didn't know it. They had to experience it first. So we give them a break for that. All right, so now I'm just going to pull a success card for you, a little bit of advice for you for your relationship this month for Cancer Venus. Just some advice as you go forward in this month as it pertains to your relationship. Avoid all excess. Okay. I suck at that personally. Two types of people exist in the world: those who let themselves go in excess and those who renounce. They seem to be totally opposite, but in actual fact, they are two faces of the same coin. Excess generates frustration. With time, one realizes that no excess will ever bring any joy, so one chooses to renounce. In this way, you go to the other extreme and destroy your very being. A man who truly understands knows that it is not about indulging or in giving up in life. It is a question of awareness. Be part of the world, but live in awareness. Do not go anywhere. Do not be antagonistic towards life. Meaning, use your good judgment to decide whether you are going to partake, if you're going to renounce, if you're going to say, yeah, I think this is okay for us to go ahead and spend a little bit of money on a nice night out. Or, I feel like we would really gain more right now by holding off on this purchase than if we went ahead and made it. Like, do we really need that? It's just a matter of balancing, because going all in, and this is such a fundamental issue with y'all's fears here with this is the renouncing and this is the indulging. Where you're both trying to go to the extremes, where it's like you need to flow a little bit with it. Have a conversation about, how valuable is this to you? How much would this give to you? Is this worth the money? How much does this is this really needed, or would I be happy in a couple days if I actually had the money instead of this thing that I was going to buy? And there needs to be both. It's a delicate balance. It's kind of one of those things that we learn at different for different things in our life, whether we're renouncing drugs or alcohol or chocolate addiction, TV, too much TV, not enough rest and relaxation time. Now we're hustle culture all the time, or whatever it may be. And everybody has a different threshold for where they fit on what's in excess to them in either direction. So I wish you the best of luck, Cancer Venus. I hope that you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you here next month.